Okay, so welcome back. It's Dr. Schuessler again, and as promised, if you've watched the other video first, this is a brief introduction to our Blackboard shell. And I wanted to kind of show you around a little bit. Hopefully it'll help you out in terms of being able to find things and navigate around. It will look, I'll let you in on a little secret, it will look a little bit different after I get these videos uploaded. Essentially right here you're going to have the introductions and syllabus video, and then right over here you will have this video, the Blackboard shell video. And then I'll update the Twitter feed to be able to post my various feeds that I send out periodically. This allows you to basically watch the Twitter feeds, click on the links if you're interested in them. You don't even have to have a Twitter account, so it's a way for me to keep in touch and keep the dialogue going. At the same time, if you want to follow me, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to log into Blackboard that way. It's completely up to you, but it's just kind of there for your own edification. Pardon me. So this is our home page. Again, this part will look a little bit different. The syllabus is located right there. If you click on that, that will open up the Word document that we talked about in the introductions and syllabus video. Then here at the bottom is really some pretty important stuff. It's the technical assistance and acceptable user policy. Basically the user policies right there. If you want to get a hold of the Blackboard Help Desk, whether you're on campus or not, be sure and note those numbers and that email address. They're open to 10 p.m. most evenings. Again, if you listen to the prior video, everything's due at 9:59 on Sundays. They're open until 10 o'clock on Sunday evenings, so take advantage of it. They're really, really good at what they do. A lot of cases they can log in remotely. You can see everything that they're doing on the screen. You can tell them what the problem is. You can take them right to where the error is, and they can usually fix it right over the phone pretty quickly. So it's a great resource. I use them all the time. Scroll back up here to the top. Over here on the navigation bar to the left, I've tried to clean things up. If you had me a few semesters ago, I think all my courses are always pretty organized for the most part, but I've tried to organize them even more so. And so I've thrown in some titles and some bars to kind of separate things and make things stand out that are perhaps a little bit more important and group things. So up here at the top we've got our home page, which is here. We've got a direct link to the syllabus, which is again on the home page, and then we've got some lessons here. I've tried to put together some various kind of general purpose lessons, and I'll drill down more into those as I have time. But in general, I've created my own networking chapter, if you will. This one here is not directly related to this course, but this is essentially a networking introduction for my 504 course. So because it's somewhat related to this course, if you're interested in that, you feel free to take a look at that. It's hosted on my own personal website, so it is a little bit slow loading, so I'll kind of give you that warning up front, but it does come up, as you can see here, and it's a whole series of pieces, short little videos, nothing too complicated, and I try to kind of step you through the basics of what networking is and all of that kind of stuff. And some of it's a little more engaging and interesting than others, so depending on what you're looking at. There's a lesson over APA formatting. There's a lesson over registering for test out. Hopefully everybody's already in that, so that shouldn't be an issue, but just in case. There's a lesson over DreamSpark. And then lastly, there's a lesson over video, or over Visio. I'm actually working on this section still. That's why there's no narrative included with this. It's not complete yet. Hopefully I'll have that done sometime this semester. But this is something I'm looking on trying to expand and do a little bit better job with. Under deliverables, this is everything in this section is stuff that you're going to be graded over. So in some cases, from some people's perspective, it's the most important part. So you've got your assessments here, and you'll see your assessments that you can see at any one point in time. I'm in student view, so this is pretty much what you should be able to see. There's actually a post-test one as well that will pop up at the end of the semester, so be sure and look at that. Look for that when you look at that schedule. During that period, you want to be sure to come back to assessments and take that post-test. The assignments are posted here, and you'll see that everything's already posted. Not only is everything posted, the ones that are already past due are gone. You can't see those anymore. You can still see them down here in your grades, but here you don't have access to them anymore. Let's see, participation opportunities. Those are right here. Each period in which we have a participation opportunity, you can come over here, you can click on that, and you can participate. You can see we've already had a few people post, and my plan is I'll grade these when they're due, but the plan is to leave them open so that you have access to them later on in the semester. And the idea behind these is for you to post some of your work for your peers to take a look at, and you guys can help each other out by trying to give them some feedback, some constructive criticism, and help them improve their projects. Speaking of projects, that tab is right there, and you'll see there's a variety of different submissions that are due. And the goal behind this was not to overload you, but rather it was to break it up into smaller, more logical pieces, and that way it becomes kind of a building block approach. And so that's how it's kind of laid out. So we've got the proposal, which I think was just due. We've got references coming up, then there's an outline, then there's really kind of the first rough draft of the project, first rough draft of the completed project, and then there's the final draft, and then there's a presentation as well. Lastly, exams, and you won't be able to see anything just yet, but that's where they'll be when it comes time. Go ahead and close that there. You'll see those when it comes time for that. And then down here there's supplemental material, so things that you don't necessarily have to go look at, but they're there if you want to. Messages, if you want to send me or any of your classmates a message. If you want to view any of the announcements, those would be there. PowerPoints are there. I think those are great to study with. It's just my personal study habits. I've always preferred to have something like that. Allowed me to easily add notes and things like that. The first 2 chapters are available there. Those were provided by the publisher, so they're not things that I copied off or anything like that. But just in case you didn't have your book, they were available to you from there. A link to my personal website, a link to my YouTube channel, and then a link to the textbook website. There's a little bit of content on the textbooks website, not a lot, but if you're interested, you can certainly take a look there. And then lastly, there's grades if you want to go check a grade. There's usually some confusion about grades and how you go about finding what your grade is and seeing your scores and stuff like that. So you can click on this stuff, and I haven't actually submitted anything. I've recorded scores in my official grade book or in my Blackboard grade book, but there's nothing actually here. But take a look around there. In some cases, you'll notice these don't really look like links. When you get down to, say, for example, the assessments or the assessment, if you click on the grade itself, let's see, I don't see it here. If you click on the grade itself, you should actually be able to see like I said, say for example, the midterm. If you click on the grade itself, you should be able to see the actual correct answers, the incorrect answers, what the question was, and things like that. And I believe the way it was explained to me is you click on here, and then when there's actually content in there, you'll have a grade that's posted over here. You click on that grade, and that will open up the exam itself. Lastly, if you have any needs for Blackboard Help, you can certainly take a look at that. For the most part, I think most people are pretty comfortable with this. If you're not, it's usually more of a configuration error or something you're not seeing. I would just call the Blackboard Help Desk, because they're usually so good about being able to take care of any issues that you might have. Other than that, that's kind of a quick rundown of the Blackboard shell and where things are located. If you do have any questions, send me an email, send me a message, contact the Blackboard Help Desk, post a message out to the whole class. There's usually a few people in the class that have had me before, or that are very familiar with Blackboard and how it works. So take advantage of your resources and take care.